Britain, a land of rich history and enduring customs, has long been defined by the traditions that shaped everyday life. From the rituals passed down through generations to the shared experiences that brought communities together, many of these practices have faded into history. In this journey of nostalgia, we revisit some of the great British traditions that once played an integral role in daily life, but are now slowly disappearing. Join us as we explore these charming customs and reflect on what has been lost in the passage of time. Tipping the hat. Not so long ago, the simple act of tipping your hat was a gesture that conveyed respect and politeness. Whether it was a flat cap in the north, a trilby in the city, or the iconic bowler hat in London, men used their hats as a tool for social interaction. A small but meaningful gesture, tipping the brim was a sign of respect to a lady, a neighbor, or even just an acquaintance. The tradition reflected an era where manners and subtle gestures were deeply valued. However, as hats became less common in daily fashion, this charming custom began to fade, taking with it a part of British civility. Today, the tipping of the hat has all but vanished from our streets. Church on Sundays. For generations, Sunday mornings in Britain began with a walk to church. This weekly tradition was a cornerstone of family life, providing a sense of stability and community. Families would dress in their Sunday best and gather at their local church, where they would not only worship but also connect with their neighbors. Churches were the focal point of life's most important milestones, from baptisms to weddings and funerals. But today, church attendance has declined dramatically. The role of Sunday mornings has shifted from worship to leisure, and some churches have even been converted into homes or cafes. Yet, for those who still attend, Sunday services continue to hold profound meaning. Working men's clubs. In the past, working men's clubs were the beating heart of industrial communities across Britain. Established in the 19th century, these clubs provided working-class men with a space for recreation, camaraderie, and entertainment. These clubs were more than just venues for drinking. They were social hubs where families gathered, where bingo nights and concerts brought people together, and where strong community bonds were formed. However, the decline of heavy industry and changing social habits led to the decline of these once thriving institutions. Today, many clubs have closed, and those that remain cater to an older crowd, with a few modernized to attract new members. The heyday of the working men's club is now a distant memory. Queuing with patience. For many, queuing was an emblem of British politeness and order. Whether at the post office, bus stop, or during times of rationing, standing in line was a communal act of patience and fairness. There was a quiet pride in waiting your turn, and cutting in line was almost unthinkable. During the war years, queuing became even more ingrained, symbolizing solidarity as people patiently accepted rationing. Today, although queues still exist, the patience that once defined them has faded. Technology has transformed how we wait, with self-checkouts and online shopping reducing the need for traditional queues. The old art of patiently standing in line seems to be disappearing. Polishing shoes. Daily. Once a daily ritual, shoe polishing was a symbol of discipline, pride, and respectability in Britain. Whether for work, school, or Sunday service, men and children alike would take the time to buff their shoes to a gleam. The distinctive smell of shoe polish would fill homes as families participated in this simple yet satisfying task. For children, learning to polish shoes was a rite of passage, teaching them responsibility and the importance of looking after their appearance. Today, this tradition has nearly disappeared, replaced by more casual footwear and relaxed dress codes. The daily ritual of shoe polishing has become a rare practice, a relic of a bygone era. Seaside holidays at British resorts. For much of the 20th century, seaside holidays were a quintessential part of British family life. Resorts like Blackpool, Margate, and Brighton were bustling with families escaping the smog of industrial towns. The excitement of boarding a train or family car and heading to the coast was unmatched. Donkey rides, fish and chips, and arcades were just a few of the pleasures these coastal towns offered. But in today's world, cheap flights abroad have drawn holidaymakers away, and many seaside resorts now struggle to survive. The golden age of the British seaside holiday is slowly fading, but it remains a cherished memory for many. Sunday roast at home. The Sunday roast was more than just a meal. It was a tradition that brought families together. A rich spread of roasted meats, crispy potatoes, vegetables, and Yorkshire puddings made Sundays a time of comfort and connection. For many, the Sunday roast was a ritual that defined the week, a time when extended families gathered and shared stories. Today, while the Sunday roast hasn't vanished, it has become less of a weekly certainty. The time and effort required to cook a full roast have made it a rare treat, often enjoyed at pubs or carveries rather than at home. Proper letter writing. Before the days of instant communication, writing letters was an art form. People took time and care to craft handwritten letters, using fountain pens and fine paper to communicate their thoughts. Letter writing was a thoughtful practice, connecting people across distances and offering a deeper sense of meaning than modern texts or emails. Today, handwritten letters are largely reserved for special occasions, and the art of letter writing has all but disappeared. For older generations, however, the memory of receiving a personal letter holds a special place in their hearts, a symbol of care and effort that modern technology can't replicate. Pubs as the center of community life. The British pub was once the center of social life, where locals gathered to share news, enjoy a pint, and celebrate life's milestones. These pubs were community hubs, where friendships were forged, sports were discussed, and families celebrated together. Today, while many pubs still exist, their role has changed. Rising costs, changing drinking habits, and competition from other venues have made traditional pub culture less common. Some pubs have turned to food service or themed nights to survive, but the traditional pub, where neighbors gathered simply to unwind, has become a rare find. Wakes Week. In industrial Britain, Wakes Week was a tradition that saw entire towns shut down for a week of rest and renewal. Factories, mills, and workshops closed their doors, and workers and their families packed up for seaside holidays. The week was not only about relaxation, but also about community, as families enjoyed their only break together. Today, with the rise of paid vacation and the decline of heavy industry, Wakes Weeks are a thing of the past. The grand shutdowns of entire communities have been replaced by scattered holidays throughout the year. The traditions of the past may be slowly disappearing, but they are far from forgotten. Each one carried with it a unique sense of connection, a link between generations, and a reflection of British values. While modern life may move faster and look different, the memories of these traditions live on in our hearts and minds. As we look back with nostalgia, we are reminded of a simpler time, a time when these customs helped shape the fabric of British life. What British traditions do you miss the most? Share your thoughts and memories with us in the comments below. If you enjoyed this walk down memory lane, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more nostalgic journeys through the past.